Hello friends, it's Janey Backer with Inspired Stamping, and I am joining you for our Tuesday live Stampin' Chat with Janey, held here at noon on most Tuesdays. My apologies for missing last week. I was sick with a sinus infection and was not in a good place to host stamping with you all. But I hope that you checked out my YouTube channel and all the links that I left for you to watch last week. So I'm just bringing up my laptop to watch for comments and any input. If you'll leave me a little message that you're here and say hello. I would love to see who is stamping with me today. There we go. We are going to be using the Flowering Cactus stamp set. This is a product medley, and it is in our January-June mini catalog. Move this up. Hello, Judy from Sandy, Oregon. Oh, I haven't been there for years. How fun to have you here. Okay. Finally, Facebook is awake. Here we go. I hear it is really hot in Oregon. We have a big stretch of days coming in the 100-degree temperatures next week, and it looks just miserable. Okay, let's see who else we've got. So we're using the Flowering Cactus, and it is, let me grab that catalog. It is retiring. Oh my goodness, I must have walked away with my catalog. Do you do that with your catalogs? I walk around all over with them and leave them all over the house. But I will grab one over here. Okay, so if you get your mini catalog out, which is this beautiful one, it is pretty close in on page 8 and 9. Flowering Cactus product medley. So this medley includes designer series paper, stamps, dies, 2 colors of twine, these adorable felt pieces that are die cut. They are stitched felt pieces. And I thought I had some here on hand to show you. But, you know, I've just got all sorts of odds and ends here. Okay, so this card shows the little felt pieces. So some of them have little knots, some of them have stitched outlines. Such sweet little felt pieces. And they make great embellishments. Those little flowers. It's essentially the same flower shape, but you get different details of the stitching. So cute. So this was an event I did with demonstrators last spring, and I'm going to make some of these cards with you today. If you are interested in ordering this medley, it is retiring and going away on the 30th, so only one more week. The medley number is 154559, and You can also get the refill, which is all of the consumables, the paper, the embellishments, and the twine. And it is discounted, I believe, to $32. The number for ordering is 155-400. I'll try to remember to review this again at the end. So the stamp set up close here has the cactuses and the flowers, which are part of the die set, which are a jumbled mess, but I'll lay them down there. Beautiful flowers, little shadowy foundational pieces, more cactuses and flowers. This looks like the holiday cactus that many of us have in our kitchen. The sentiments are: love how our friendship has grown. You are a rare find, my dear friend. Life can get kind of prickly. Happily looks good on you. I'm always here for you. Hope your birthday is filled with beautiful things. Nice assortment of sentiments, don't you think? So this medley is focused on, let me bring it back here, Calypso Coral, Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, and White. So that's all included in your catalog or online. The online store has this information too, so that you can use it. Get this light rearranged. There we go. All right. And my host code for June is listed here on this page. Here is one of the other cards that we made using the designer series paper, this really cool impression die. It's like a barbed wire effect. And the third card, fourth card is also featuring designer series paper and stamping with the oval, the double ovals punch, and this great twine. So let me get my card kits out here and lay out the pieces. I think that this kit is an oopsie. It's missing its pieces. Well, oh my goodness, there's a fifth card. Look at that. So much fun. Again, I did this back in April or March. Good heavens. All right, well, let's see what's in this kit. And let's open it up and get started. So it has the Highland Heather card base with the fancy fold. So it will be this card that we're making. It is Pear Pizzazz embossed with the Retired Subtles embossing folder, which is okay. You could also use the Tasteful Textures. And then it has a layer of Mossy Meadow, a strip for stamping, and then we're going to find our cactuses in the designer series paper. At least I think we are. I thought they were already cut for today. Tell you what, this sinus infection makes my brain really fuzzy. So let's get our Calypso Coral ink out. I have my Shammy ready. Oh, hi, Carolyn and Margaret. Welcome and hello. So this has the Happy Looks Good on You sentiment, and we're just going to mount it here on my, well, it's getting a little fussy, so we're going to put it down. and then press the block into it to pick it up. So here's our piece. And we'll stamp right here. That looks good. And take my bone folder. And this card base is already scored. So we're just going to burnish those edges, make the folds nice and sharp, and hopefully straight as well. I'm sorry that the table is shaking the camera. It's like a little earthquake. Okay, so we are going to adhere this piece centered on the card front here using my favorite liquid glue. So you can see it's about halfway of this layer, so I'm just gonna, oops. We use glue very, very lightly, and that is way too thick. So what we'll do is open the other end and spread that glue around so that we don't have any oozing out from the edges. Oh, good heavens, let's find a different bottle. These all tipped over. I typically store them upside down so they are ready to go. But they tipped over in my transition between rooms as I was working in the family room with my hubby while he watched some TV. Okay, so there you can see we have it in place, and you can see that the glue was definitely within that halfway mark. So I like it that it's a permanent hold, it's not going to come apart, and it lets you give a little nudge if you need to line things up a little differently. Now we'll take this lovely embossed Pear Pizzazz piece and lightly put the glue on here all the way around. See, it's not thick, it's just a real thin layer. And then you just gently nudge it into place. I'm looking with my eye to see if the margins around here are even. If that is even, then it will be even all the way around here. And it's handmade, so nothing is going to be 100% perfect. It's handmade. I'm not a machine. Hi, Cheryl. Nice to have you here today. Okay, so we are moving on here to, well, ladies, I thought I had everything set up in this kit, and it is just not showing up like I thought it was. I must have, do you ever borrow from a kit and then forget to put things back? That seems to be the case today. All right, well, I do have this lovely die cut cactus. So I'm not going to use glue on this one because it could ooze out of those little holes, which is not pleasant. So we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on it and adhere it here into place, just like that. And so some of these sheets come with, of the Designer Series paper, and they match the die cuts for these flowers. So we are going to, we could die cut it, but I'm just going to be quick here on camera and going to fussy cut around it. It's not super complicated. And we're going to, as you can hear, it's summertime and the family is home here. And I'm right in the middle of everybody. Real life, I'm sure you have families home for summer too. Okay, so this is our cute little cactus flower. So you can trim it as tight as you like, or you can have a margin that goes all the way around. I think we'll stick it over here. And I'm going to get my Pear Pizzazz ink and mount a cactus to stamp on my interior sentiment layer. So if you've stamped with me before, we tap, tap, tap. We do not squish. And we're going to put this little cactus over here. And just press. I like to give it a little couple seconds to transfer. There it is. And then give it a quick wipe with my Shammy so that the ink comes off. Get my little sentiment cleaned up here. Because if you don't give it a wipe off, you're going to spread ink everywhere. All right, so let's open this up and grab my glue bottle again. Light application of glue around. Now this layer is a little tricky because you want it to be covered up with this layer and not sticking out. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and line it up. Can you see how I'm lining this up? And then lay it into place. Give it a press, and ta-da! When that closes up, it's covered, and there it is. Now, looks like I could give it a little tug up here. There we go. Now we will take this, and we're just going to do an angle. And add some dimensionals. So I'm sorry that I don't have all the die cut pieces like I had intended. I really thought that these kits were ready to go, but I clearly borrowed from these. So it's not quite as lovely as the original design, but it's still cute. And this was a sample that you can see stepped up. So this is more simple and basic. This one has more die cuts and embellishments and twine on it. And here is using all the product, and this was made by Cindy Waldruff. So she stamped a background all around. She used 2 different kinds of DSP. She stamped and die cut. So much fun. Okay, so I think that we will stamp a couple more flowers to add on here. We'll get this nice duo, and we'll stamp it with the Calypso Coral, and then grab the die that coordinates with it. Oops, I got some ink there. It's always good to wipe it before you accidentally smush it in the wrong place. Okay, so just press those into place there. I'm going to go over to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And cut these out. So if you haven't heard, Thursday is free shipping from Stampin' Up, and so it's a great day to order products before they retire, or restock on your cardstock and inks and adhesives. Okay, so now we're going to add, oops, come on flowers, these flowers onto my card. We're just looking for the dimensionals that I set aside. Dimensionals make a card so fun. I love our minis because I can add as many as I like or as few as I like. So we can just put that there. And put our sentiments back in here. And while we're here, why not go ahead and stamp a nice big cactus and cut it out? Sure is cool. And I think it'll be great in Pear Pizzazz. So Carolyn, are cactuses a thing in Europe? I've never thought about that before. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so now I'm going to take my little die and run it over here and return the flowers. Oops, trying to get it all lined up. If you don't have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, that's a great item to get with free shipping. Once you hit $70, shipping is a flat 10%, so it's like you're getting a 10% discount on all of your purchases. All right, we're gonna stick that big bad boy right in there. I'm gonna give him a little liquid glue. All right, hold it into place. There is a happy cute card. Looking to see what else I have made up. It looks like I'm missing all of the die cuts from my DSP. So we can just stamp them and die cut them ourselves. The DSP comes with all sorts of prints that are just super fun. Oops. And these little dies came from the DSP. Oh, hi Nola Jean. Which makes it super easy because you can just line up your die right over the top of this designer series paper and boom, cut out all these gorgeous images. Okay, so let's work with this card because this was a clever design that I found through some of my swaps. And get my bone folder here to line it up. So you have to be careful because it really wants to fold where that embossed barbed wire effect is at. So on this one, we die cut the shape out of the card front, and we used it on one of the other designs, and then brought a contrasting one to use on this card. So we cut out all of these Pear Pizzazz ones, and we're going to put in place a fun Mossy Meadow one. And then we have some Highland Heather and a strip for our sentiment, which was also Highland Heather. Okay. And let's see, we did a circle punched out of the DSP, and I'm looking to see where is it. There's this little baggie of odds and ends. I used up almost all of the DSP in this class. So here's a sheet, and I'm going to grab a circle punch. This is one of our 1.5 inches, which is retired, but we're still going to use these punches. So this uses the sentiment life can get kind of prickly. Stamped with Highland Heather. Just put it right there. Okay, let's see, is that straight? Oh, that's gonna work nice. Super. Okay, and since we don't have so many die cuts left over, we are going to stamp our own. So this has I'm always here for you. So let's go ahead and stamp that. And put it in place. And then we'll work on the front die pieces. So you can see that you can add as much as you like to build this, or you can go simple. I would definitely recommend getting a refill kit so that you have plenty of this awesome DSP. Hello, Kathy. Thanks for joining me today. It's been a long time since I've seen you, friend. All right, so we're going to put this in place. Once again, we pull out our glue, spread it around lightly, and stand it up again. This little sentiment layer is just going to go right there. Now, this guy sits here right at the edge. I am going to put dimensionals on him so that he pops up and says hello. You can see you have that nice outline. It opens up. Isn't that fun? Okay, so grab our paper snips. We're going to go ahead and trim it this way. Several of you have made these cards with me, so it's kind of funny to do this with you again. So this, you can just copy the angle right like that. And we're going to put the circle there. And stack those there so you can see how we're building towards the sample there. Okay, so the mint macaron will be our big cactus. And I'll be honest, I love the two tones on there, but I'm not going to worry about trying to be just like the designer series paper. I'm going to do a single coat, and you just need to wipe the stamp off. And then we've got this little guy and our flowers again. And they have, let's see, I think we'll do purple flowers like my sample. All sorts of beautiful colors. Now, these stamps do work great with putting our piercing mat underneath, but my piercing mats are in the other room for class setup. But you can see I'm getting pretty, very nice images here. Okay, so just always make sure that you know what's underneath your paper so that you're not getting different lines. There we go. And I think we'll add some of these little flowers. Some Calypso Coral. Just filling up my paper here so that when I die cut, I can get multiple images at one time. And also have these little flowers. We'll do a few more. I'll do some in this color and then some in purple. Okay, friends, have you ordered this since the catalog started in January? It's been around for a while. Oh, I'm on the line. There we go. Curious to know who is making cactus cards, or if this is new to you and you're ready to think about some cactus cards. All right. My little stamps over here. The Shammy. And get our dies lined up. So I'm going to tell you one of my little sneaky secrets is that I love washi tape for putting my dies into place. And this is just an older washi tape from past project kits. The trick is to get your washi tape on the outside Sometimes it will rip your cardstock, so I don't put it over the top of my image. I stick it on the die and the outside of the image. So if you have a thin washi tape, that'll work great. But I'm just tearing it to size. There we go. And then this allows me to put several dies on here at one time and cut them. I don't think that's going to be a good placement after all. It's too close to my flower. There we go. And I'll stick this over here. And you can see that I've ran over the edges on some of these. So I'm going to take my plate and go ahead and put those in place. Let's get a few more flowers here, here. They stick so nicely to this paper. All right, so you have to make sure you get everything rotated and lined up the right direction. Well, hi Brenda, welcome. So again, just stick it the edge of the die. And it's okay if it sticks to the plate. So we got our little baby flower here. And stick it to the paper and the plate. Nothing is going to shift. Famous last words. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and run it over here to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And make sure all your plates are nice and square and lined up. This is a lot of power, and if you don't have it lined up, you can damage plates. Since I have several dies, I'm going to run it through and back again. It's essentially 2 cuts. Bring it back. And now our dies will pop out. Look at all those little die cuts. So exciting to do this. Now we'll take our die, line it up again with the images, press into place. And rotate that little flower. I don't think, there we go. There's always a right and a wrong. And then take the baby sized one and get it into place. And bam, we're ready to go again. Okay, so we don't need to leave these here. They're done. I'm just gonna peel it off. Same with this big cactus, it's done. Don't need to worry about cranking them through. So I'll just put them back with their sheet. And crank it through again. Do you have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine? Do you like die cuts? It feels like magic. Okay, so I think we might have enough options here for building this beautiful card. So let's put the roly-poly cactus over here. And hi Amy, welcome to my little Stampin' show. We're working with the Flowering Cactus Medley that is retiring next week. This medley is so fun. Okay, and then we're using, that's right, dimensionals, but we'll go ahead and put the circle down with the glue. whole desert scene going on here. Yep, I caught it. I need to rotate those babies. There we go. All right, Mr. Cactus. Get our dimensionals in place. Apparently I'm catching all the backings and not the actual dimensionals. That's okay. Here we go. Ah. And we'll stick it right. There's a little overlap. And I'm going to go ahead and stick dimensionals on my sentiment. All right. There we go. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, so then this is getting offset. You can, oops, make sure you go the right direction because they're supposed to be complementary. And there we go. Now I'll take my glue and just a little tiny bit right over there. Same way, little flowers, a little bit of glue, tuck them in right there. Now we'll take our dimensionals and this little tiny dimensional and that little tiny flower. And I'm going to repeat with another purple flower. I'm going to change up the color scheme a little bit here. Stick it up over here. And then we'll take these and they're a slightly different flower. And put them here and one there, and to balance out all of that lovely color, we'll stick one over here, and ta-da! We have a desert scene. All sorts of, Brenda, I'm using the regular size, full-sized Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for this. I don't know if you saw that I was using this big plate and I just lined up all my stamped images with some washi tape and ran them through. So there we go. Such a fun desert card. And all from Stamps and Dies. So fun. So let me just show you again some of these other cards that I made. As you can see, I did also use the die cut for that little shape that has a peekaboo of the white through there. So that was card 1. And then this was a fun fancy fold that we did. And it just has different layers of designer series paper, layers of cardstock, embellished with the felt pieces, die cuts, the pretty sentiment. And there's another fancy fold that we did. And then this is much faster, different 2 layers of designer series paper, a simple double cord of the linen thread tied into a knot, a little sentiment and some pearls. There's my recipe. in case you want to capture that. The designer series paper was 2 by 5 1/4 inch, and the next one was 3 inches by 5 inches. And I used 2 strands of the linen thread twine. They were 10 inches long. This card is also has some die cuts, has some punched images in the beautiful twine, the designer series paper, and a die cut layer with the barbed wire die cut. So I hope this will inspire you to shop for this wonderful medley. The medley again, oops, comes with all of the things pictured here, and then you get to make up whatever designs you like and enjoy with your cards. You can see this piece is full of all these images that match those die cuts. You just put the die right over the top and cut out all those different shapes. And beautiful two tones on all those images. It's so pretty and makes the cards come together so fast and easy. Lots of beautiful colors in this medley. And again, it retires. Just one more week left to order it. And Thursday is an awesome day to order it because that is our free shipping day. So make sure that you join me for shopping on Thursday. This is my host code. Make sure that you check out all these fun products, and especially this wonderful flowering cactus medley. I hope that you learned some cute, fun tips today with the washi tape and liquid glue. I love to find little tips to make stamping easier. And I'll look forward to chatting with you next week for live stamping and chatting with Janey Backer. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Make sure that you follow me here on Facebook if you aren't already. And then if you're watching this on replay on YouTube, then I'd love if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I forget about mentioning those, just so we can stay connected. And if you are not on my email list, so you know about all the wonderful news and things coming out, then just tag me here in the comments and I will send you the link for the email list. Okay, thanks so much. I appreciate your patience in stamping with me today. Have a great week.